All right.
And we always start with a salute.
Let me get in here.
Yes.
Salut.
Salute. What do we got here?
We have sorry, it would have been rude of me not to accept the salute. You hand me the bottle. We have a red Burgundy, so Pinot Noir from 2007. More specifically, we're drinking a Grand Cru tonight, which is very rare for us. These wines tend to be pretty darn expensive. So this is not a typical Wednesday wine, nor is this even a typical wine that we would even have very often, just given the sort of price point on this. But since we were able to obtain an incredible meal this evening, we decided to splurge on the wine side of things. We've had this in the cellar for quite a while, for a number of years. But since we have the Peking Duck,
yes, so
from Mr. Juice, we are going for it tonight.
We're very fortunate to be close to a bodega that sells meals made by very excellent chefs. Thank you.
Yeah, they've really, I'll just name it. It's Douglas on Sanchez, 2 blocks from us. And to really help, during this time of need, during the time of COVID, they've reached out to a lot of the local restaurants and keeping people keeping commerce going, partnering with them and building out meals to go. And this looks amazing for one. It smells amazing, and appears to be an insanely great bargain for what you're getting here. Basically, having a Michelin star a restaurant that has a Michelin star meal at home. So this is a lot less than we would spend it an evening out there, and it looks like we're gonna have leftovers for days.
Yeah. So this is how I think I'm doing this right. I don't know.
What is in this sauce? I almost get like a peanut butter chocolate
I think it's
sort of thing going on. Not like a Reese's peanut butter cup, but like like a really refined, beautiful something.
I think it's a peanut and ginger sauce.
Okay.
And this here.
And then where's the chocolatey color coming from?
It's a hoisin sauce. It's
Okay.
that quality, that's kind of thickness and sweetness to it. As far as I can tell, I don't know.
Well, I must be having the wrong hoisin sauce because this looks like it's going to do laps beyond anything I've ever had.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to have to teach me, right? I've not had the actual Peking Duck service. I've not been to China.
So I've only had it once.
And you put a very dainty amount of duck in yours.
Yeah, I think I'm just starting light because I just don't know. I'll probably put more duck in there.
I was going to say, I'm going for
it. Yeah, you're supposed to put, it's a wrap. You put stuff on the pancake.
Yeah.
That's up for the taking.
There's but remember, there's like another amount of this duck still in the pan. Which is insane. So you're going to run out of greens before you run out of duck, I think. I'm going to grab a little piece of duck. Skin crack. Holy
I'll take a bigger guy.
Smokes. Holy smokes.
How is it? It is smoky. I tried a little bit of it in the kitchen.
No, I was just trying to stop from swearing.
So.
Oh. It's insane. Wow. May I have the greenery?
Of course. Just 1 second.
Sure.
I feel like I took a very big chunk of it.
Oh, and remember, you've got our new friend here.
Yeah, I don't. It's a bad place for me to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it was a bad place for me to put it. I'm the guilty one there.
Yeah.
Well, this smells amazing. So what is next to this, in the middle here, next to the cucumber?
I think that's green onion, kind of, that's my guess. Or,
And then it's just cilantro at the end, right?
Mm-hmm. What's it's not green onion, but they're like big leeks.
Okay.
Like maybe.
Yeah.
shaved or
Sure, I could see
cut
that.
in a very unique way.
All right. You got room for that over there?
Yes.
Felt like I put too many of those on here. So before I jump in here, I'm going to go back into my wine a little bit before I get too much food on the palate. Did you have an initial impression of the wine?
I can't place the notes. It's very, like there's some herbal, fresh green smell to it.
Interesting.
Like in a good way, like grass.
I was wondering if you were picking that up from the cucumber.
That's possible.
Maybe a little bit of
Is there a whole cluster?
whole cluster. Yeah, I was just starting to have that same thought too. Maybe you're getting a little bit of that. I don't know specifically. If not, if they've done a little whole cluster in that.
Yeah, it has a, it's like, the green is like bright green. It's good. I like it.
Oh yeah, and just so people don't think we're just double fisting wines here, we're experimenting with a new stemware. So we basically have the same wine poured in 2 different glasses. This is the Zalto glass. We just kind of did a little bit of comparison between the Zalto and the Schmear. And the Schmear are like our house glasses. We have a ton of, we have a grand total of 2 Zaltos right now. All right, now I'm going to eat something.
All right.
Did you have some initial impressions on the Zalto?
No.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to stop you mid bite. Let's dig in.
What do you think?
Wow.
It's good. I love the greens.
I'm going to use a little less sauce on my next roll. Because I love what's going on with the duck and I want that to shine. And then just use maybe just like a paper, a very thin swipe of the sauce, I think, on the next one I roll. But that's awesome. It's really good. It's really good. That's, yeah, it's ain't good. Dang. I wish I knew how to make Peking duck.
Me too.
I mean, I've made duck breast and stuff like that, and the sauce and things like that, but I've never tried a whole duck. Or did I? I think I tried a whole duck once, and it was a bit of a disaster.
I think Peking duck, I was just I don't know, shame on me, I should have done a little more reading this afternoon, but I didn't. It's kind of like foie gras, the duck eats a certain diet, or not a certain diet, but it is definitely overfed.
Oh.
Like,
I didn't know that.
Farm animals, I guess, but yeah, I guess, and then, yeah, I'm not sure what distinguishes it compared to other duck fowl type of cuisine, but
Oh wait, we also have a plate of some really nice looking vegetables over here too. Here, let me grab that and pass it around.
Thank you.
What an incredible deal this was. And just great to be supporting local restaurants during this time when, everyone's hurting, and just finding a way to keep folks employed and keep things going. And, I'm sure it's not the same as them having full, obviously, nowhere near full staff, but a super hard, this is part of why we did this was, it's a difficult reservation to get, Mr. Juice. It's tough to get in there. And understandably, I think again, it's got a Michelin star, James Beard finalist, super creative, amazing kind of thing going on there.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sorry that took too long. Oh, that's delicious too.
Is that cabbage?
I think it is, yeah.
Looks to be collard greens.
Mm-hmm.
Radish.
Oh, nice.
Carrot. Did you get a distinct? I thought I saw 2 radish slices.
Oh. Oh, yep. Mine's hiding under here. Thank you.
Right.
You know how much I love radish.
I know. That's what I thought. You need to get some.
You know what? That's like a daikon, right?
Oh goodness, I don't know.
Oh no, maybe not.
They're typically white. But
okay. Yeah, I was wondering where the color was coming from. If there's a certain type.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Wow.
Mmm.
This is just amazing.
Mmm. Very good. Dive into my next pancake. Nice. This one has a little more duck to it.
Boy, I have to say the Zaltos, I love the feel of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, we've had them before. We've just never owned them. But we've been to restaurants where they've had them and wine bars. These are. I just can't imagine these for like every day clanking around. Well. And like last night when we got them the first day, it's like, oh, I'm not taking this to the couch. It's like if I could have a glass of wine at the couch, I'm leaving this behind. I'm gonna go back to this Big Loud because it's $60 a throw.
These are definitely special occasion.
Yeah, and the Spiegelau are not, they're not K-Mart specials, They're like $12 a glass.
Right.
Is there K-Mart? But even a thing anymore?
I think it's dwindling.
I don't think I've ever seen one, or I haven't seen one in years.
There was one in Minneapolis that they decided to.
I'm looking that up.
I think they're opening up Nicollet again.
And there was a K-Mart?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Nicollet, is it Nicollet? There was a street, or is it Lake Avenue? I can't remember. But there was a north-south running street in Minneapolis that went to the...
Oh, they still exist.
Southern part.
There's one in Redwood City.
Oh,
they
I
exist.
I don't think I realized that. Anyway, there's a big once upon a time they put a Kmart in the middle of this supposed street. Now they're thinking of taking that Kmart so that street can now be open. Traffic can flow through it.
I actually, in my mind, I was like, oh, they're gone. Like they don't exist anymore. But I was wrong.
I just haven't been by. I wouldn't know where to find one. I guess I do now. Hi, Larry. You look at my foot. Yes, good boy.
I'm gonna do a how many. Larry, dude, he is dying for this food. I can tell.
Football.
You finished your con really fast, buddy. And this isn't gonna go well. I can already tell. This is heading in the wrong direction. Should we just move him now?
No.
It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get loud.
Keeps nudging me. Sorry, Larry. After football, you're being good.
Yeah, like he came up and just put his chin right on my. Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, I can do it. I can show.
Thank you.
Our viewing friends. Larry. You're a good boy. I'm still. Okay, up we go. There he is.
There he is. See you, bud.
It's back to more what we're doing here, actually.
Oh, cool.
This is because the one time I had Peking Duck was actually in Beijing, and I was just going to say how the host, I was there for a teaching friendship exchange kind of program thing, and I was there for a couple weeks, 3 maybe, and one of those weeks was spent after our program ended. We toured around a little bit, did some sightseeing, traveling, and our last place to go was Beijing. And I remember requesting, can we have Peking Duck? I hear it's supposed to, Beijing's a good place to get it. Can we have it? And
One would think, yeah.
One would think, and she was. When this is why I brought up American institutions.
Oh, I know
she
where you're going with this.
Yeah, we were treated so well, and I don't want to, but.
You were looking for a more authentic experience,
Hey,
and they wanted to show you all the cool American stuff they had.
Right.
Yeah.
The person wanted to take us to Pizza Hut. That's where I ate in Beijing. My first meal was at Pizza Hut, and it's like,
really?
Okay, I mean.
Yeah.
So. Not.
Sorry, there's just no room for the bottle. With all this food on the table. Mm-hmm. Anyway, it's awesome.
So, yeah. Now, to be fair, I mean, it is different over in China than it is here, but.
Oh, the duck is, or?
Mm-hmm. No, the KFC and Pizza Hut, and though it was very Euro, it's Pizza Hut.
How different could it be?
KFC they had different kinds of like a interesting shrimp sandwich, like a breaded it was like shrimp.
Kentucky Fried Shrimp.
But it was in a patty. Like they took shrimp, made it into a patty. It had some crispy.
That sounds horrible.
And
sorry, I'm gonna adjust this camera thing. It sounds really bad.
Yeah, I mean, when you're hungry, it's fine, I guess. But
no, but it sounds kind of fake.
I'm sure it wasn't
the best shrimp ever made. No, I'm just not gonna be able to get that in the frame.
I probably would have had better shrimp in a better, more local situation, but KFC it was.
But you got your duck, right?
We got our duck.
That's important.
Mm-hmm. It was very nice. The waiter sliced up the duck tableside.
It's a tableside thing, right?
Same thing. It's family style. You get your pancake and you got your spreads, your greenery.
And like just do a. What did you think on the sauce? Like, I feel like I want to do just a light schmear, just to sort of have.
Yeah,
I don't want it to.
much.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like it's very potent. In a good way, it's super delicious, but.
And then here we have like.
I don't want it to dominate.
Right, almost a foie gras kind of thing.
That is smoking delicious, by the way.
Good. So I think
That I can't get enough of.
Yeah.
I'm mixing spreader knives, so if you feel the desire to do the same, feel free.
Okay. And I sure. This is very strong flavored.
Which?
The peanut poison, whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of why I decided to go a little lighter on that for this one.
It's pungent.
Did you get one of these, like?
I did.
Oh my gosh.
I ripped off a little bit earlier. It's really good.
It's the skin. It's so good.
I know, right?
Oh, it's insane. Yeah.
The skin is so thick too.
Yeah.
Compared to other, say, turkey or chicken skin.
It's so good.
And this is a very, like a smoky sweet.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
My gosh. I'm kind of doing the same, like slicing it down even a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I should have done when I pulled it out of the oven.
That's perfect.
Yeah, leave it here. Table side.
I will say though, my China experience, there are a lot of times, I mean, there are several people taking care of us. So a lot of opportunities to see the local scene. I did get some pretty good samples of local food in the town I was staying at.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you travel for, right? You don't travel to get the same thing you get at home.
Mm-hmm.
some greenery when you get a chance.
Mm. What if I put it here?
Oh, yeah, for
We
room.
don't have
Let's do it. Nice. I'm just going in with the fingers. Yeah, I love how the cucumbers brighten it up a little.
So there's an interesting vinaigrette or some kind of vinegar dress. It's really subtle. Or rice vinegar, maybe? Kind of that kind of quality.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
No, this is a new experience for me, but a damn good one. As you know, I order duck fairly often when we go out, you know, if someone's good at it.
And you make a good duck.
A duck breast.
Duck breast, yes.
Yeah. That's kind of easy. Wow.
Okay.
Thoughts?
The nose is a little bit more expressive from the Zalto.
Yeah. Let me go back in. By the way, I grabbed a piece of this. I think that's liver, and so like a little goes a long way. So I just put I sliced down a small piece and put it in.
Okay.
Because I tasted it on its own. It's like, okay, it definitely tastes like liver, and I don't want that to dominate the duck breast taste, if that makes sense. But I do like it as an accent.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I just thought I'd warn you instead of like you just pick up that whole thing and throw a slab of it in there. It's going to probably overwhelm it, whereas a little piece of it's going to give it some nuance.
Okay.
I feel like I'm getting the wood off of this wine right now.
Ooh.
I did decant it maybe an hour ago, an hour before we sat down. Because when I opened it up, I gave it a quick taste, right? Just tasting for cork, and then also trying to determine whether or not it would make sense to decant. And I felt like it could open up a little bit and express itself a little more. So I let it breathe in the decanter for about an hour.
I see what you mean by the wood.
Yeah, are you getting that?
Yeah, very rustic, but.
It could be early. I mean, again, it's 13 years from vintage. This is a 2007, but I mean, we're still sitting on a bunch of 2005 Burgundy that has, you know, honestly, we always open them around Thanksgiving, like check in on a few bottles every year. For whatever reason, we've just not had a really lot of good luck with them. And that was supposed to be like the vintage of the century at the time and all of that, or one of the greatest, you know, vintages for Burgundy at the time. And I haven't been overly impressed. Don't know if they're in a dumb phase and they're going to come out of it, or they're just not going to live up to the billing. We shall see.
Yes. But it goes well with the duck.
Oh, this goes. Yeah, I have no complaints.
Yeah. Yes. Oh.
There you go. I think it goes fantastically well with the duck. That's why I chose Pinot Noir for tonight. And duck and Pinot just seem to work. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the pairing. I'll say that for sure. So, I didn't even mention, like, so Clos Vougeot, which is where this is from. I think I did say that it's a Grand Cru.
Yes.
I should probably talk a little bit about what that means. So basically in Burgundy, for one, it's red, it's Pinot Noir. If it's, you know, from the Côte de Beaune or the Côte de Nuit, where it's kind of known famously. Yeah, it's, you know, I won't get into Beaujolais and the Gamay grape and all of that other stuff, but predominantly Pinot Noir. And then Grand Cru basically is a classification that was given, back when when the church kind of owned all the land before the Revolution, and these monks had nothing better to do. I shouldn't say nothing better to do, but they.
Seasonals.
Well, yeah, right.
Right.
Their jobs were, praising God, making wine, and making bread.
Right.
Pretty much, right? Writing and doing things, right? They were pretty self-sufficient. I mean, they ran kind of everything they had. They had the money, but they also had the responsibility that came along with that. But back to Grand Cru, these monks basically went and classified all the vineyard area within Burgundy. So kind of at the most generic level, Burgundy is just called Burgundy, but you won't see that on the label. That's a U.S. term for it. It's Bourgogne, so Bourgogne, and that just means that the grapes can come from anywhere within the region. And then kind of I'm oversimplifying because it's been a while. I worked for a Spanish wine importer, so I don't study France that much anymore. But kind of at the next level, you might say something is like from the Côte de Nuit or the Côte de Beaune, so from the north or the south part of it. Then you go to the village level, and you might say what village it came. It would say what village it comes from, and then at the next level, it's like what vineyard it comes from. And then within the vineyard classifications, there's the Premier Cru vineyards and then the Grand Cru vineyards. So this is meant to be the best of the best, if that makes sense. There's only, there aren't that many Grand Cru vineyards. That said, Vougeot's the second largest next to Corton. It's actually the largest in the Côte de Nuit, and then Corton's in the Côte de Beaune. It's the largest in all of Burgundy, but Vougeot's the largest in the Côte de Nuit. Fun facts. What matters is it good? And yeah, I'm calling this a really great pairing. This isn't a wine that I would sit down, on the couch with and watch Netflix. There's just not. From a fruit profile perspective, there's not that much going on. We're kind of into secondary characteristics on it, I think. And honestly, that wood's popping too much for me right now.
I'm getting some cherry, but I have to swirl it quite a bit.
Yeah, I'd like more cherry characteristic in it. There's a little more fruit in it than I'm getting, honestly. Right. Part of becoming a Grand Cru vineyard is your ability to, in that part of the world, would have been sort of the slopes and how your sun exposure and your ability to get grapes ripe.
Yeah.
So, I expect a little bit more fruit character. I think global warming's probably taking care of some of that.
Yeah.
I hate to say. Oh, and that. Totally not prepared to talk about 2007 as a vintage in Burgundy. I have no idea. I don't know if it was hot, cold. I don't know when they harvested this, so it's not supremely helpful. It's something. If only there was a way to look that up, but I'm not going to do that right now. Would you pass me the
penguin?
The penguin.
Looks like a penguin.
Kind of does. Supposedly Riedel's Pinot Noir. Decanter, so.
Yes. Thank you.
It's almost like the Zalto shows more of the wood.
Yeah. Well,
does that mean it's showing more of the wine, or
Is it falling apart? It's not falling apart, but it's
sort of segregating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Crazy day today.
Yeah. Well, for you, yeah,
I just spent the whole day shopping.
That's
Because it took that long, just standing in lines and, I mean, we're really taking it seriously here.
We are. Oh.
The guideline's 6 feet apart, but the shopping lines were around the block and everyone was standing probably, 10 to 12 feet apart. Couldn't bring my own bag in. Most people were wearing masks. Yeah, I once I got in the line, I started wearing a mask, and and all the way through while I was in the store. Didn't take it off until I got back into the car. It sure felt good putting the car window down and getting fresh air and taking the mask off. It was kind of nuts.
Yeah.
And I went out like shopping 3-4 times today at different places, different pickups and different stuff. Yeah.
And Trader Joe's was especially crowded.
Oh, I was in line for close to an hour. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't go out and do it if we could just get what I want, what we want delivered. But the delivery systems are so backed up right now. I can't even get a delivery window from the Whole Foods. It's nuts. So you go on and you try and get anything. It's really hard to do. Cool.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good thing to do, right?
As I reach for third.
You earned it.
I didn't do the class, so our gym streams classes on Zoom, which is nice. So I'll have to check out their schedule tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes. I sort of just don't want to do shit tomorrow.
Yeah, you did a lot of shit today.
I mean, yeah, I just exhausted from being out there, trying to get groceries and stuff. Just spending hours going shopping. Yeah. I hate shopping to begin with, as you know.
Yes.
I don't mind grocery shopping under normal circumstances. It's usually pretty quick, but.
That's true, because you get to go during off hours. Every hour is off hour. I mean,
I just go, yeah. I time it right and get in, get out.
Yeah. I mean, so we sometimes go to Whole Foods or go to our local grocery and combine it with a walk for our dog. It's having a hard time here. There.
There's way more smoke on the leg.
Smoke on the leg. That makes it good. It's a good name for something. Oh, there is a lot of smoke.
Smoke on the water is a good song.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Smoke on the leg? Probably not a great song.
No.
I don't even, yeah. No. Sounds horrible. What do you think? It's super smoky though.
No, the Peking, wait, just counting the pancakes. Okay, probably could save those.
I'm gonna do one more of those. So I like rolling in the Schmear.
Rolling in the Schmear.
That's probably not a good song either.
No. Is that Rolling in the Deep?
Rolling in the Deep. Schmear. Take an okay song and totally jack it up. Let's do that.
Yes. Now
would you like me to sing a few bars? Of Rolling in the Schmear? I'll take that as a no. I'll take the lack of response as a no. I know better.
You've already exerted yourself enough today.
Right. Because singing's painful for me. Requires exertion.
Yes.
I'm kind of horrible at it.
Wow, that is a lot of smoke.
It's a lot. I'm almost thinking I'm going to do a pancake that has like a couple pieces of smoky leg in it, but also some of the breast and some of the liver, just to kind of experience the whole duck, man. That's what I'm going to do.
Entire duck.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to experience the entire duck in one bite. In one bite of awesome.
Sounds good.
Whatever this pate is, well, I probably can assume that it's a duck pate, right?
I was wondering.
You know, that it's basically a foie gras made from this duck.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Well, yeah, and you were saying that they actually kind of fatten these up much.
Yeah, much in
the
the same
way as they do in France.
I'd have to look up those facts to know for sure exactly. I mean, but I guess there is a process of something with the skin. I'd have to look it up real quick. And I'm sure there's different ways to do it depending on the region, or maybe that is, you know, I don't want to. I really don't know.
Okay. We'll go with that.
But yeah, what I read for 2 seconds.
If you don't make it, just make it up.
I'm just gonna make it up.
No, that's not good. Too much of that going on right now.
For sure. I have to know now. Sorry.
What's going on?
I have to know about that Peking Duck thing.
Oh, which thing? Which thing?
Okay.
Tell me. Tell me what you're looking at.
So it starts with a 100-day-old Pekingese duck that's been force-fed for the last several days of its life to plump up. At least that's how. So they say. Then air is forced into the neck cavity of the slaughtered plucked duck, which inflates the skin.
Well, so this is post-mortem now.
Yes.
Okay,
and so
interesting.
It separates the meat from the skin. So the skin is separated from the meat underneath. And that allows for the skin to render out fat from both sides, basting the meat as it cooks. And it's also cooked in a specific way, like hanging and in a closed oven.
But the duck could come from here, right? Like you don't have to have ducks from China, do you? I assume this duck didn't come from China.
That's a really good question. I don't know.
I don't know either. I guess my assumption is exactly that, an assumption.
Yeah. So that's why you can see the separation. Okay. Got it.
It's freaking amazing.
It is.
Yeah. And this was a full meal, and this was half the duck. Full meal for 2. So this was basically a meal for 4. So we'll probably be having this again really soon.
Really soon.
It's on the agenda for tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Yeah. Like, should we have it again tomorrow?
Could.
I also have that chicken, that whole, that spatchcock little chicken ready to go. Kind of marinating. That's ready to go. That could go another day.
That could also be frozen.
This could also hold. I think
we should probably
do this.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I
was thinking cook the chicken and then come back to this on Friday.
Oh, I see. But that would be a lot of leftovers with that, though, right?
With the chicken?
Yeah.
Yeah, but once it's cooked.
Wow. We're fortunate.
Yeah, well.
To have this problem, right?
I don't shop this way.
No, we don't.
I shop like almost daily. I probably shop 5 days a week. Like under normal times. That's why, which is great because we get fresh produce, fresh meat, fresh everything, just because it's one of the nice things about living in the city. And
yeah, and we just get that amount of protein or whatever for that meal. We don't plan to.
Yeah, I never buy 3 days worth of protein even.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ever. It's just not a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people that like will buy, well, where we're from the Midwest of Minnesota, where you just, it's completely different. And you buy, you go out and you're like, you buy a week's worth of groceries.
Yeah.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
That's like so foreign to me now. Like I can't even get my head around that. So like having to do that now just because I don't want to go shopping that often. But I also don't want to waste food, so it's like trying to find that balance right now is really weird for me.
Yeah.
'Cause, again, I'm used to shopping pretty close to every day.
Oh, we consume a lot of produce. It's not just the protein. I mean, vegetables. We also make smoothies.
Yeah.
Those go badly. You know, you can only buy so much of that without risk wasting it.
That's what's nice, right? You really lower by being able to shop often, you really lower the risk of wasting anything.
Right.
And I like that. So you're usually eating fresh, and you're lowering, you know, low chance of waste. Because you're only buying for like today and maybe the next day.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been strange for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you think? Did you do kind of what I did, where you kind of did a mix of the different parts of the duck?
Good.
Yeah, I thought that was fun. It was like, ooh, I think that's kind of how I'm going to do it on a go forward. A little bit of each part kind of adds something different to the mix. It is freaking awesome.
Wow. This is fantastic. I like the smokiness of it. I barely remember my first experience. I remember I think more of a sweeter taste, I think. I don't remember a smoky quality. I remember it was good. I don't remember the sauces. I know I don't think we had foie gras. Exactly. Really doubt that.
Again, Mr. Juice is a Michelin star restaurant. So, yeah, we're probably getting sort of a nuanced, multi-levels of flavor of things going on here that you probably didn't get even in the homeland.
Right. And I think I was in a kind of what I suspect was an Applebee's of Peking Duck. You know, I wasn't in a.
Okay.
You know, this is a place probably for tourists.
Okay.
The person that was taking care of us wasn't super familiar with Beijing either.
Okay. Did you get any street food?
Once.
Oh.
So.
That's a bummer.
That was in Xi'an. I think I'm saying it right. Xi'an.
Yeah.
And I got a.
But you didn't get any
Jai Bing, I think it's called. I'm not saying it right. Jai Bing or something like that. And that's also kind of a crepe, basically crepe. It's like an Asian crepe, and it has a large circular.
That's a crepe, sorry. Yeah.
Kind of heat source.
Large circular heat sources.
Yes, I can't remember what it's called, but like a crepe oven and eggs, all sorts of great stuff, and that was probably. And I had to escape to sneak out and get that, so.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
You have to break out to go get street food.
It's really good. I mean, I think because we stay in a city called Chengdu, which is northeast, and so we went to a lot more restaurants there, so I got much more of a local feel there for the food.
Yeah.
And then the bigger places, the Xi'an and Beijing, more of the fast foodish.
That's sad.
Kind of experience. Not completely. I mean, we would get some pretty, good stuff. I would say good stuff.
You pass me the
Yes.
the beaker.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I'm so full.
Yeah, me too.
How are you doing? I'm wrecked.
Yeah, I will finish this pancake. But I remember like there was a duck cartoon cutout thing.
Would you like?
And, sure. Gesturing to the entrance.
So, some of each?
Sure. Thank you very much.
You never know though, like in places like that, like if.
Great.
Yeah, I would think like, yeah, here you'd see that go, oh, it's gonna be cheesy horrible, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it was a big
but there it
restaurant.
might actually be, you never know. But it's probably cheesy horrible.
Well, it was a big restaurant, so they're used to. We were the only ones there, which is weird. So I don't know if we were in off hours, and this is summer, so like you think. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, but yeah, you think
families.
you're in, and this was in Beijing?
Mm-hmm. I think we were in there was a mall right next to our, not far from our,
Okay.
sorry to giggle, this is the mall we couldn't figure out how to get out of,
Oh, God.
for hours, and, it seemed, anyway, it was on the top of a mall kind of thing, that was right by our hotel.
Can't do malls.
Yeah, well, the coworker I went with and she and I snuck out. We did that. This is kind of the theme of our trip. We snuck out a lot just to hang out here and there. Well, the closest thing we could figure out is the mall, and we could not get out. We could not find the exit, and I betrayed.
So it's like it's sort of built like to make sure you just stay in there and buy shit. I
right, guess. And it was, I couldn't, I don't read Chinese, and
there's that. But you would know like, if you saw the symbol for exit, would you know it?
No.
That'd be a good one to know.
Usually there's like signs that are pretty,
yeah, that'd be like the human symbol.
Human leaving.
I'm leaving symbol. Yeah, the universal. None of that.
And I just couldn't figure it out, and it was so embarrassing. Finally, we asked someone, and they were so nice and.
Oh, someone that had some English.
Yeah, and she was so enthusiastic about helping me, and
that's cool.
It was really cool, but I couldn't figure it out. I followed her directions. It's like,
oh, and it didn't help.
Or I don't know.
So you were in there way longer than you wanted to be.
Oh God, we could not figure it out. We finally did, but. And I usually have a good sense of direction. That's the other weird thing. I remember little landmarks, and I had been in China. This was our last destination, and we were days from coming home, and I had developed the habit of taking pictures of certain landmarks or signs. So, because I can't read the language, I don't know the language, so I'm going to make sure I don't get lost. Here's this thing.
Find your way back from. I've done that places too.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
I don't think I did that.
Yeah.
There's a little sign flashing in the corner.
On the computer? Looks like the disk is getting full. Sorry, I interrupted your story. The computer did.